welcome back to the channel. So today, headed over to my buddy Steve's house. Use his garage. We're going to do some lowering springs on my 98 Cobra. Now, for some people, they are jumping for joy because they've been wanting me to lower them in this car since I got it. So the thing is, I didn't want to scrape on every pebble and dead animal, as I would say. That was my excuse for a long time. And so, but I picked up some H&R Lowering Springs, and I picked up some polyurethane bushings to go on the springs. So that's what, excuse me, that's what we're doing today. So I'll see you when we get back over to the garage. Well, here we are at the shop, and I forgot to get the camera out. I just was so excited to get this thing going. Here's the driver's side. I'm having to replace the ball joints. My wonderful wife is picking up the ball joints right now. So I got the springs in. I got the brake caliper hung up, so there's no tension on this guy. The strut's still in, but I got the caster camber plates in from Maximum Motorsports. These things are a little bit challenging, but I got them in there. My only concern is it's hitting this guy right here. So we'll see how that goes. Let's go check the other side. So this other side, the ball joint was bad as well on that. So I went ahead, I'm here, so I might as well replace it, right? There's a little bit of tension on this one, but I got this caliper hung up. And I don't have the spring in yet. And I'm just now drilling the holes for the caster camber plates. See, I put some tape around here to catch all that debris so it doesn't fall down in my motor area and all that and sitting there and rust or whatever, cause problems. And so I'm drilling it and using the vacuum, and then I'll pull this tape up real good. I'll pull it out and get it cleaned up real good. And then I'm putting a little bit of paint inside that hole so to prevent rust. So let's I'll give you guys an update when I get that one in. So here's the lowering springs, guys. I got them from TireRack.com. The front one's already in the car. These are the rear, indicated by the R, rear, and the F for the front. I already got the polyurethane tube on this one and an insulator. I got these polyurethane bushings to go on the rear. I got these from LMR.com. Now what I'm sad about are these guys. Some of you SN guys don't know about this, but when you have factory plates, these things cover it. They go something like this. They go like that right there. Clean that look up so much, but with these, you just can't do it. So I'm sad that I won't be able to use these anymore. And here's the ball joints. And you can see this one still got some grease in it, but the boot's gone. Here's the other one, same thing, still got grease in it, but the boot's gone. So those things are done. So as soon as the parts get here, we'll button this side back up, button both sides up, and we'll move our way to the back. So here's a quick tech tip is when you drill your hole, get a drill bit that's a bigger size, and you can deburr that hole really quickly. Tech tip. Got the ball joint out. I'll show you how to put one in. This one's a greasable, it's a Moog. And so once you put it in, then you put the boot over top of it, and then you put the knuckle back on. So let's get this guy in there. When I'm using, you can rent these. And this is what I rented. It's got a cup, and this guy's just gonna fit. Well, I'll have to. Let me get it set up. Hold on. All right, so got the C-clip set up. This is bigger than the ball joint. So the ball joint should let it slide. Like when you clamp it down, this whole thing's gonna push it up in there. So I got a socket on here. I'm gonna do this by hand. Much easier with the press. So that's basically what this is. That's about all I can do. feel like I still got a gap inside of it. Might have to take it back out. All right, let's get back to we'll get back to you. All right, I can feel underneath, and I can feel that it's set all the way around, so that feels good. So now we're going to try to. We need to set the boot on it. Here's the boot, and that needs to go all the way down to the control arm. There we go. It's not wanting to do it. There we go. Got it on there. Save the knuckle on. All right, looks like we got the spring compressing in there nicely. The knuckle has gone down to expose the threads. This is a greasable one, so we'll have to put the grease fitting in as well. K8749, that's the part. As you can see, I got it all back together. We have the new spring in, the new ball joint in. I got my caliper bolts torqued with a torque wrench, and the castle nut for this guy torqued, and I got the Carter pin inside. Last thing to do is to put this little grease fitting on, and it just goes right down here in the middle. We'll tighten it up and we'll move to the other side. Well guys, here we are at the driver's side. Looks a lot like the passenger side, so I won't bore you with that. So let's get this guy put in, this ball joint put in, and get this all put back together, torqued up, and we'll set it on the ground, see what she looks like. Get tight. This side's all buttoned up, got everything tight, double checked everything. Both sides, grease fittings on, I got grease in the ball joints. All the nuts are tight on the caster camber plates. And so let's lower it down. What does it look like? Oh, wow. Before you could get all 4 fingers in there, and I mean all the way up to the, that's what she said, all the way up to the knuckles. Now it's about 3, and it's not even settled yet. Man. Well, front's done. Gotta torque down the front lug nuts, and then we'll move on to the back. Got the tire off. Look at that meat, man. That'll do it. See, I got the spacer on here. To run this one, I had to undo the quad shock to run that tire. I think I could put it back on because I got the spacer on, but I'm thinking I want to get it. This is a 1-inch spacer. I'm thinking I want to get 1.5 inches. we'll see when we get this tire down to see where it sets up in here. Here's the spring. So what we got to do is put the jack underneath this side. We'll put a jack underneath here to hold this up, take the shock bolt out, lower it down, get the spring out, replace the spring, jack it back up, put the bolt back in. So here we are, we got everything buttoned back up. Nobody wants to see somebody struggling, and I was struggling. I had to end up doing 2 jacks. And I made a mistake of taking off the shock. Just go for the meat and undo the lower control arm bolt at the axle. Let it down. You don't have to take off the caliper or any of that. And then you can work the spring out, work the new one in. And I actually had to have 2 jacks. One to lift the axle or lift the lower control arm back into place. And then it was like this, the control arm was here and the hole for the axle was here, about like that far apart. And I used a second jack on the pinion to rotate the axle up to bring those 2 holes together so I could get the bolt to go back in. So I got everything tight. I'm gonna put this wheel on and we're gonna set it down. I'm struggling, y'all, I'm tired. Here we are, we got the car on the ground. Still gonna settle some. I still gotta torque the rear lug nuts, but she's done. Caster camber plates are on. I gotta go to an alignment shop, get that alignment done, and then she'll be ready to hit the road. Again, we took out 3/4 of an inch on the back. I forgot to measure the front. I got so excited, y'all, because it's like Christmas, literally Christmas and birthday presents, because the caster camber plates were Christmas presents from 2018. And then my birthday, I was treated to the lowering springs. So, unfortunately I had to do the ball joints as well. No big deal. The right tool makes it easy. And it was pretty much effortless. But guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. For more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. And guys, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.